Anthony Callea, how are you, mate?
Good, how you doing?
I'm good, mate. Aaron Pitt. Now, no coffee. That's it.
I know, what's going on? I'm from Melbourne and you didn't even bring me a coffee.
I didn't want to insult you. That's what it would have cost me $20 and just to get you a coffee. Now, mate, you've had an amazing career. You're coming up to your 10-year anniversary on Australian Idol.
Off Idol, yeah.
And
I've got the wrinkles to show.
you look younger. You actually look younger.
Thanks.
What's the secret? Good hair.
Dr. Lewins.
Mate, my mum, my sisters, everyone loves you. My brothers love you. I mean, you're the kind of artist that you kind of appeal to a very broad demographic, don't you?
Oh, that's nice. Well, you know, I do what I do and hopefully it works. And, you know, 10 years down the track, it's I'm still doing what I love to do and I get to call it a job. So I'm pretty lucky.
Now, before we talk about now, I want to go back to the Australian Idol days. Now, you were, I suppose I will say, lucky enough to start through the Australian Idol, through the reality process. But that's not where it started for you, is it?
No, I started, you know, from a young age of, you know, gigging and singing. Like, I started training when I was 5 years old. And then I started performing from about 10, 11, and then I started recording and gigging properly from about 15, 16. And then, you know, I got to the age of like 20, 21 and I saw Idol as an opportunity because, you know, I suppose in this country there's not a lot of opportunities and, you know, sometimes you just have to throw it out there and see, you know, and see if something comes back in return. And I'm glad that I stepped into that audition room.
And if you look back at Australian Idol, the number twos have done really well. What is that? What's with that?
There's quite a few people that have, you know, come off a show like that. And I think it's just because back in the day, we didn't have the, you know, the production value of a lot of these shows. It was basically get out there and sing. So, you know, you were judged on just that. And I think that's a really beautiful thing because you've got nothing to hide behind. And, you know, some great singers have come out of that show. Guy and Jess and Ricky and, you know, and they're still going strong. And I think it's just a testament to Idol and the Idol brand and what it was all about.
Okay, now what are you doing now?
What am I doing now? I'm doing Grease, the musical. We just did 7 weeks in Brisbane and we're doing 10 weeks in Sydney and then another 10 weeks in Melbourne. And I play the role of Johnny Casino, so I get the fun gig because I do the big production number in the second act. And it's great to be part of a production where you've got, you know, people like Val Lehman and Bert Newton and Todd McKenney, you know, true entertainers that have been around for quite a few years.
Now, are you ready for the sound of Fast Five?
Okay.
Now, the first car you ever owned?
I bought my nonnal's old car. It wasn't a new Mercedes, but it was a little Mercedes 190E, and I loved it. It had cream leather interior with a sunroof.
Next question is, what's your opinion of the best car on the street at the moment? And you can name whatever car you want.
Well, you know what? I drive a Jeep, and you know, a friend of ours was driving a Grand Cherokee, and we loved it. And then we were fortunate enough to have myself and my partner. We were offered a Jeep ambassadorship and, you know, we loved the cars beforehand. So when that got offered to us, we went, absolutely.
And what is your opinion of the worst car on the streets ever? So you can name any car you want.
Worst car. I don't know why they call them smart cars. Like, I'm sure they're really good for the economy and everything, but they don't look very smart for a smart car.
Yeah, and I suppose you've already said your favourite car. The car you drive at the moment would be a Jeep. There
yes, it's a Jeep.
There you go. And last question, greatest fear?
Flying.
Same.
Definitely flying. I'm the worst flyer, and for a frequent flyer, you would think that after all these years I'd get over it. No, I've cried on flights before.
Cried. So have I. Thank you very much. You were a champion.
Thank you.